So, okay, we're doing another song prediction. It's one of our favourite bands this time around. It's the Offspring.
It's fair to say it's up there with our favourite bands. We have slightly different tastes in music, but I think this is one that we can agree on.
We did a song prediction a few months ago for Slipknot's The Devil in I.
It was great looking at people's reactions and seeing how it stemmed from people who were quite impressed with the idea and how the song had turned out to people who were just so angry.
So what was your first Offspring memory?
My first Offspring memory. It was the first album I got as
Which
a young,
album?
Americana was the first album, but I also remember a big influence on getting me into the Offspring was Crazy Taxi on the Sega Dreamcast.
I think it's fair to say when we look at old pictures of you, you very much based your image on Dexter Holland.
For about 12 years, yeah.
The first Offspring album, it's raw, it's the imperfections that are on the album for me make it perfect. When you've got like things like Americana and Conspiracy, which are just perfect, every drum hit is exactly the same. The first Offspring album, it sounds as if like they all played it together, or it was very much like they were in a room.
Maybe they weren't playing it together, but I know what you mean. There wasn't studio tricks, it was very raw.
Moving on now to Ignition, another great album. And I think Session, that opening, man, it just throws you straight in.
Ah, fuck, and off you go.
Now, I was obviously lucky, you're going to be very jealous of this, to see the Offspring live quite recently in London when they were touring the Ignition album in its entirety. And honestly, it was amazing. It was just literally no backup musicians. It was just the four of them on the stage, just playing all the Ignition tracks. It was absolutely an amazing experience. Smash.
Okay, yeah.
God,
from the very
amazing.
first listen. From the first listen.
Yeah.
It was perfect.
You can hear people in the background, like engineers go, you know, and it's almost like, and you can even hear the actual guitar, like feedback, you know.
94, what a year for albums.
Ixty on the Hombre. Do you remember the music video to Meaning of Life, where
chairs
sort of,
racing around?
They're in wheelchairs racing around in the desert. It was when music videos could be whatever. It was almost as if the person making the music video was just as part of the band. The director of that music video took on the personalities of the band and visually represented it. And for me, I remember that video being on. I was like, oh my God, like it's just brilliant.
Yeah. You know, there was no humour in the Offspring albums up until this point, but I think maybe Ixnay was where it started to creep in. Splinter!
Ah, Splinter.
God, I was excited for Splinter. The intro, I remember, was filmed in Reading Festival, I believe in 2002, and then they said, you're all going to be on our next album for the intro. And I remember Dexter had some long whoa he wanted us to do. Whoa, whoa. Everyone was out of time, everyone was singing different notes.
The guys on the side of the stage, come on,
yeah.
Get on the stage. What's he doing? He's
away from
they're making an album on stage.
The only usable bit was
MTV Live, and he used to show all these like live tracks. And I said to you, I said, oh, I can't believe that the Offspring mime. You were like, no, I don't believe it. He didn't want to believe it. And it came on, it was the Offspring live, and the last song they were doing was The Kids on All Right. And do you remember in the footage, a woman jumps up on the stage, grabs Dexter away several feet from the microphone.
He's laughing and smiling.
And he's laughing and smiling, yet his vocal track keeps going and keeps going. I really liked Rise and Fall.
Great album. Only criticism from me is it feels like someone at their label said, okay guys, what I want you to do is go out there and you make me another American idiot. There's a When September Ends.
Yeah. Even the colour scheme of the album. I think it's around this time as well that we start to notice a few of the Offspring formulas. It's always the same kind of rhythm, I think. You never get the kind of raw dun 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 dun, you know, that they used to.
The last few Offspring albums, they definitely follow a formula. Like, I feel they are almost contractually obliged by Columbia, I think they signed to include, like, okay, put on a couple of fast songs for the old ones. Have a poppy single, possibly two.
Yeah.
And then you need a couple of ballads, and no one likes the ballads. Gone Away was great. I was a lot more forgiving of Days Go By.
Dexter said the Bump Out My Trunk was a joke, but you would record. What an expensive joke! It was all like, hey Dexter, you know that great joke with that Bump Out in the Trunk thing. Yeah, we're going to do a video for it. The video probably cost close to like $1 million to make. That's an expensive joke.
Last summer, the Offspring did the Summer Nationals tour. You got the impression they were really into being on the punk scene again.
Yeah,
they were touring Smash Live. People were loving it. So maybe we can see that massive leap in quality return to form from the Offspring.
So guys, we are now going to create the song that we predict will sound like the new Offspring song.
And you know guys, obviously this is just a bit of fun, but we're going to go out, we're going to play the guitars, we're going to play the bass.
We're going to do all, we're just going to do it really quick and see what we come up with.
We're going to write the lyrics, we're going to guess every part of this song. Dexter sings incredibly high, so this will be a challenge to me.
So what we did to kind of try and make this work as best we can,
speed
it up, we just ripped the drum track from the song Hammerhead. So it was very much a case of cutting every single drum and making it sound like that. But we've got our drum track, we just put down the guitar, we've done 2 guitar takes, we're going to add some bass and maybe a little solo like... And that is our guitar take for The Offspring.
See, the idea with these tracks is to churn them out as quickly as possible. So any of you music buffs out there who might do your own mixing, I know this is a mess. There isn't time.
We've added those bits to it. We've added the typical Offspring sort of sound. And now I'm going to make up a solo, and whatever I come up with first is what we're going to use.
We've just added the bass. Hans Rickman played the bass today.
This one.
I think it sounded an awful lot like an Offspring song. I'd hand over my money right now, and there isn't even a vocal sound yet.
Rick is in the studio about to do the vocals. We've written some very generic lyrics to the song, so...
Lyrics are basically the Offspring have been on a major label for the last like 6 albums or something. Now they're going independent, so the song is very much about moving on, moving the past behind, winning back that core fan base.
Tell us how he does me.
Well, he seems to pronounce it in a weird way. It comes out as more of a me. We talk about him going down this road. He likes to go down the road a lot. And we don't have printers in Wales, as anyone will know, so just a quick photo on the iPhone technology, and
how do we say be?
well, in they say I've been over the pub.
But how would Dexter say it?
They say be. The song is finished, guys. It's finished. We finished doing it. We laid down all my vocals. It took a little while, and now the lengthy mixing process begins for me.
We'll see in a couple of weeks how accurate we were. We could be really accurate or miles off. We'll have to see in a couple of weeks' time. But if you've got an idea for another single you would like us to predict, please put it in the comment section below, and we will try and predict that song.
Also, guys, we've got many other videos on our channels. We've got music videos, we've got short films, we've got skits. Please just check them out, and we hope you enjoy them.